So, I'm going to find, I marked the front of the dot and the back of the dot, the first one. I'm going to measure the width of that dot, divide it in half, and make another mark. Then, because I'm trying to get the center of the dot is on straight grain. So I'm going to measure from the center of the dot to the center front of the muslin. I'm going to repeat that measurement. That measurement was I have it at 3 3/4. I'm going to repeat that measurement at the vanishing point and mark it. Mark it. Now, I'm going to draw in the straight grain line of that dot, the center of the dot. Straight grain. Then, I wish you would come here. I really do. Come over here. Now, I'm going, but you can't sit on my chair. So you can get another chair. Now, just see what I did? I got the middle of the dot on straight grain. Now I'm going to join each dot leg to the vanishing point. I'm drawing in the dot very carefully. There's one dot. I just drew one dot in. Now let's go to the second dot. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Measure the markings, front of the dot, back of the dot, divide it in half. Then you're going to measure from the divisional point, half of the dot, over to center front. Repeat that measurement at the vanishing point. Draw in the center of the dot. Then draw each dot leg to the vanishing point. Now I have my second dot drawn in. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing to the back. I'm going to measure the dot that's closest to center back, divide it in half, make a mark, measure from center back over to that mark, which divides the dot in half. Repeat that measurement at the vanishing point. Draw in the center of the dot. Join each dot leg to the center of the dot. Go to the next dot, do the exact same thing. Find the center of it, mark it, measure from center back to the center of the dot. Whatever that measurement is, duplicate that measurement at the vanishing point that you marked for the dot with a big dot. Draw in the grain line for the dot. Then draw in each dot leg to the vanishing point of the dot. Okay? While you've got it like this, take out one pin at the hip, and you're going to draw in your seam line from the waist to the hip, and it's curved. So use the straighter edge of the curve. Draw in your hip from the waist to the hip. It's on a curve for the front, and do the same thing for the back. Do the same thing for the back. All right. Now the next step is going to be, we have to close the dots in order to complete the balance of the waist. So you're gonna, can you?
I can see.
You can see what you're doing? You really can, from way up there?
Well, there's also this here.
Oh.
At the-
Oh. Oh. Okay. I got it. All right. Take the first dot leg that's closest to center front and crease it. Bring it over to the second dot leg. This is the way we pin, final pinning, and place a pin, one at the waist, one at the vanishing point to nothing. And pin in the rest of the dart leg. The excess for the dart faces center front, the center front. The excess for the dart for the back faces center back. See the excess? Faces center front. Now do the same thing to the other dart leg. The dart leg that's closest to center front, crease it, bring it over to the other dart leg. Pin it into place. Pin the vanishing point into place and pin the rest of it into place. Okay, go to the back, center back. Crease the first dart leg that's closest to center back. Crease it. Bring it over to the other dart leg. Place a pin at the waist and a pin at the end of the dart. And pin the rest of this into place. Go to the next dot leg, do the same thing. Crease the dot leg that's closest to center back. First crease it. Pin it at the waist. Pin it at the vanishing point. Pin the rest of this into place. One dot leg may be shorter than the other depending on the shape of your form at the hip. Okay, now I have this pinned. Okay. What I'm going to do is reduce the seam allowance at the side where the hip is to 1 inch. Front and back, because it is shaped, and cut away the excess fabric. Now I'm going to finish pinning my side seam, and remember it's back over front, back over front. Pin it and crease the